sun is going down, and I notice it's a little blurry here, so I'm going to go put another light on. Hold on. You can see a little Umi and Mashuki in the background there, my birds. Put another light on. See if it makes a difference. And I'll close these a little bit. There. Okay, I think that's good. Hi everyone. Oh yeah, that's better. I don't know if you can see the birds or not. You see the cage is almost half covered because they like it half covered. If they need their privacy, that's kind of where they just sit behind me. They're finches. Okay, I hope everyone's having a good afternoon. As you know, earlier today I was working on the Boro Sashiko inspired bags, and I made a couple of more tiny little bags, and I'm in the process of getting the snaps on. So I will share those. I'll probably share those with you tomorrow. So today, for those of you who are new to the channel, please jump on board and join us. It's completely free. We create with all recycled materials, fabrics, and supplies, and it's our way to give the earth a little hug. And the more we work with the recycled materials as much as we can, or the organic fibers, the less we're putting into the landfills. If you are coming back, thank you so much for coming back. If you are coming back, you know that we do many different projects on this channel. And sometimes we will begin a project and then we'll come back to it. And that's kind of what we're doing with our chakra themed meditation blanket, which we are making with all mandalas. So all circles. This was the last one we did. And the colors, also thank you for having a cup of coffee with me today, this afternoon. You know, when you're jumping from project to project, sometimes the day can get really long. So it feels good to kind of change up a little bit. I was trying to sit in my real comfy chair. This chair is my most comfortable business chair right here. It's not going to get any more comfortable than that. So anyway, with that, this is the last mandala we did. And it was kind of, so we are doing intuitive crocheting, which is kind of making up a lot of the using different stitches as we go. However, with that said, I did fall into kind of doing some specific granny squares. This is the inside of, here, let me show you, of the sunburst, just so you know what I'm talking about. It's the inside of the sunburst, and all I did was add the little petals just by chains, and I think I crocheted like chain 6 and then skipped one. And if I didn't skip one, it would come out more like that, but I skipped one, and so I got the little ruffle, little petal effect. And I was going to go around again, but I decided not to. So this is so these are our granny square or granny squares. Now these are not going into the meditation blanket, but these are our circles. Now granted, I haven't made as many circles, as many mandalas as I wanted, because so far, so we're going to make one tonight together. And with these other circles, I'd like to put little ridges, little petals on them too. I do actually have another one. This one, as I said, I'm not crazy about this one so much. The green is not bright enough for me. Now, for those of you who are not familiar, just give you a very quick overview. We'll put the camera, see if you can get a little look, look at the finches if they come to the cage. But so the colors of the chakra are typically like a red, like a dark red like this. But with this one, I used like something of red, and that was the pink and then the rose. Okay, granted, I did use the white, but white has been also associated with crown chakra. And then this I was using of a greenish tone. So those were kind of staying with the chakra colors as close as I could be and not diverting. If I diverted, I'd be using maybe like a black and beige and, you know, and different earth tone colors maybe that are not of chakra. I like to think though chakra really ultimately encompasses everything because it does have the white and the kind of the violet at the crown, you know. So no, so what this is, what these are representing mandalas, or thank you, and well, welcome everyone. So these are representing mandalas for the mandala blanket that we're going to be making. Do these have to be the same size? No. Do you need a pattern? No. Do you need imagination, or just kind of choose choose the stitches you want? Yes. So with that, yeah. So with that, for those of you who are not familiar with chakra, we'll just go over really quickly. The red color represents protection and advocacy and safety. So when you meditate, you may say something like, I am safe. I have a right to be safe. Or I am an advocate, or today I'm an advocate for myself and for everyone around me. Okay, so that's red. Orange, look, the color of my cup, my coffee cup. Orange is, artists love orange because orange is in the color for inspiration, creativity, and a lot of people associate it with productivity. But and you study this, you'll find many other deeper associations. So you may say something like, today I am full of the spirit of creativity. I am enjoying, embracing the spirit of creativity. I am creative. Ooh, and I got something to share with you. Don't let me forget. If I forget after this, right after the colors, I want to show you something. It's very cool. So, okay, that's orange. So the next color up is your solar plexus area, and that is a yellow. And the yellow represents empowerment, enlightenment. So you may meditate on this area and you say, I have a right to be empowered. I am empowered. And I look for enlightenment, and I want to be enlightened. But I have a right to be confident. You know what I mean? You give yourself, kind of bring it a step up, because a lot of times we don't think of these things. Some people do walk around as powerhouses and they just know how to do it. Others, we won't name them, have to work at that, okay? So yellow. So the next one up in the heart area is green. So that's kind of why I added this green, even though I didn't like it. But so anyway, green is your heart, compassion, gratitude, forgiveness. So you may, and a whole bunch of things fall into the heart area, including, you know, that you love life and you love unconditionally, and you know what I mean? You love yourself, so you treat yourself right, and a whole bunch of other things. But that's the heart, green. The next color, and this could be that color, it's like a teal, but it's mostly like this, a light blue, is your throat area, your speaking, your voice. So that area you you want to meditate on aligning your speech and your words, right, with mindfulness and with truth. So that's this area, the light blue. And then we get up here to the pineal, pine. People say it 2, 3 different ways. It's Pineal, pineal area. It is a gland in the head, okay? Between the right and the left sides of the brain. It is a real thing. And it is associated with vision, with you having visions. Usually, you know, for me, I have a very clear, short visions many, many, many times. I cannot even figure out why, because they do come true. They absolutely do. They do, but they're totally insignificant. And I don't even know why I would have had that. It has nothing to do with me. It might be where I'm walking down the street and there was something occurring. Well, I may have had a vision of that person, okay, and of that situation. I don't even know. I don't know. I'm not going to know. I just keep walking. And and, and this is true. This is true. So so you don't want to, you know, if you have a vision, just kind of be aware of it, like it, because it could totally be a warning. It could totally be in your life, but it could totally not be in your life. You're just picking up the energy from the surroundings where you are. That's this area. That's the vision. That's a real thing. Okay. So, visions, dreams, premonitions, right here, indigo, the indigo color. So then above that is your crown area. And that is many times associated with the violet, purple. So with these areas, you may say for the visual, today I'm going to be mindful of any energies that I'm picking up. I will not discard them. I will not take them for granted. I will be mindful, caring, and loving about them. And use discernment and use discretion, because sometimes you're not sure where all of those energies are coming from. So you just want to be aware. And then the crown chakra, the spiritual chakra, is the divine. And that's where, you know, you are very grateful and, yes, mindful, but very conscious, you know, of your words, and responsible for your words, actions, decisions, and very loving and forgiving in this life, okay? So it's a higher order, definitely, yes. And so with that, we're going to make a mandala. And the one I'm thinking that part of the decision today for me, the colors I'm choosing, is because I kind of am this red I got at the thrift shop. This one I did have to buy because I had absolutely none at Christmas. So but I like this brighter red. So and this I got at the thrift shop. I got 3 of these at my favorite little thrift shop up here in Vermont. And I want to use the other 2 for my projects in class, some granny square projects that I'm doing. But for this project, we're going to use this. This is blue. So, I mean, it could be teal. You know what I mean? It could even fall into green. But I'm going to say blue today. It's blue. Let's see what it says on here. Does it call it blue? It's a chunky, so it's a heavy weight. And oh, it's emerald. So I was right, green blue. It is green and blue. And it's probably yellow too. But so anyway, we'll start with the blue. And I do have yellow. I could start with the yellow. I do like yellow in the center. You know what? I'm going to start with the yellow. The yellow, and we'll talk about that as we're going along, And I just want to thank the viewer again who suggested that, you know, we do this project, we do this video, because she's like, Carmela, yes, you're doing creative crochet. She goes, but I know it as intuitive crochet. So this is where I got to sip my coffee, because I'm losing my voice. You hear it? Well, that's what happens in the morning. Okay. So now this is where we can get, like, we can pull a little bit from, let's say, the patterns we know, um, and or just make up patterns. But I kind of really like, I really do. I love this sunburst that typically goes in the granny square, but this is made up very specifically with the number 16. 16 double crochets, 16 puffs, 16 double crochet clusters. Okay, and we just kind of stop there because, yeah, we can do the corners, but the trebles. Now, for us to just kind of make up our mandala, I kind of like, to be honest with you, I want to start with trebles. And let's just do a chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm not working any type of pattern, but I'm just going to do my stitches I want to do. So I'm going to do treble, but I'm just going to do chain 3 right now for the first treble. And what I'm going to do is a treble. So you wrap your yarn around the crochet hook twice, go in the center, bring it up, wrap around, go through 2. Okay? Wrap around, go through 2. Wrap around, go through 2. So you're done with that treble. So technically you have 2 trebles there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a chain. I don't know if I should. No, I'm not going to do a chain between them. I'm just going to go around. So I'm going to do another treble. So you wrap your yarn around twice. For those of you who don't know how to do trebles, that's what you do. Wrap your yarn around twice. Bring it all the way up, because this is a long, high stitch. It's got height. So you pull the yarn through, wrap around, go, no, I'm sorry, I did that wrong. Let's do this again. Wrap around twice, go through, pull the yarn up, wrap around, pull through 2 times, wrap around, pull through 2 times, wrap around, pull through 2 times. You're done with that treble. Okay, I'm not going to really count these particular trebles, but I'm just going to go around, and I'm going to make the whole center trebles, because I'm kind of thinking to myself right now, trebles in the center, like, just how beautiful is that? I mean, seriously. And, you know, because the yellow is signifying empowerment, enlightenment. And I just feel kind of like a burst, for lack of a better, just because we were talking about the sunburst granny square. But to me, this is a burst in the center anyway. So now I guess I'm gonna, so I got 1, I'm just curious, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 7. You have to keep the tension pretty much the same with your trebles if you're going to do this, like no chains between them, or even if you have chains between them. Because if you start to make one shorter than the other, it will start to pull on you. Look, it's curving a little as it is, but I presume that's going to straighten out. It is curving because over here, the trebles I started out with are shorter than these. So this is flat, and this is where the little curve is, you see? So it has to be, because the treble is, you know, technically your triple whatever stitch. So I pull it up, go through 2, here up. For those of you just joining, we're doing trebles, and we're just making our own we're intuitively crocheting, which may mean we could run into little glitches and, you know, we want to know how to fix them. So this one, we started our trebles out a little shorter. So if you're not used to a treble, you're going to wrap the yarn around twice. That's how you begin. Go through the center wherever you're going. Pull the yarn up, wrap it around, pull through 2 times, wrap it around, pull through 2 times, wrap it around, pull through 2 times. How easy is that? I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, you can make the treble really difficult or you can make it easy. But I am off on the height a little, definitely off on the height, but that's okay. I don't think I'm so far off the height that it's going to matter. So I'm going to make this my last treble here. Now, the only thing I do want to be careful of is when I'm creating something like this, that I'm going to just tie this off. If I do start counting, I must be aware. Keep those numbers even if I'm making corners. So that's a little cup. Do you see it? And that is because this to me is fine. Actually, you know how difficult that is? Sometimes you're trying to get that and you can't get it. So I'm going to keep it, but I think it's going to straighten out a tiny bit here. So with the next round. So I mean, this is so pretty. But the tension of the treble, you do have to be careful of that. And so when you're making your own, I don't know, there may be some of you out there who actually want to write patterns. There's a whole thing to that. It's not difficult. And I would say if that's something you're interested in, there's a lot of room in that industry, seriously, because a lot of the patterns out there people will buy and they are not going to buy them again because they cannot get past round 2 or 3 figuring out what to do. The ones who get all the way through, there's a few really good ones out there who write patterns, and they write them so beautifully and clearly because they know what you're going to be looking for. You have to be able to understand, yes, the symbols, but you also, I'm just going to cut these tails. I just tuck in the tails in. Okay, so to me this is lovely, and I could use it this side, kind of having it like a little 3D effect, or this side. And the other thing I could have done, which I chose not to do because I just wanted to see how it was without the chains, but you could have put a chain between each one. I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. I've been sneezing all day. But you know what? It's been snowing, raining, and then snowing again, and then raining again. This is the weather we're having. I mean, if you don't sneeze with that, I don't know. Okay, so now I'm going to use this. This is my thrift shop find. Look, brand new. And the price was right. The price was right because sometimes these can be sitting. They had 3 of them for $4, and that's totally kind of the pricing I'm looking for because that's fair. You don't know where these were sitting. There's no scent, smell, odor to them. They're beautiful. It's beautiful. But there could be, you know? So anyway, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work, I'm just taken stitches at random that I know from other projects. This is a post or a stitch. So just work in that stitch. Now we could work kind of in like a back post, but no, I don't want to do that because I'm going to do a puff. So I'm going to, and I know this is not the sunburst, but I do want to do the puff for the second row on this. So for those of you who don't know the puff, okay, first of all, just do your slip knot. Now wrap your yarn around, go through, pull up. Some people do the chain 3 first, but wrap your yarn around, pull yarn up, wrap your yarn around, pull yarn up. Give it some height. Again, this needs height. Wrap your yarn around, pull all the way through your stitches, all the way through, and then close them with a slip stitch. Okay, that's your puff. Let me get this tail. Okay, so guess what? I'm going to put a chain between them, and I'm going to go through my next crochet space, okay, and I'm going to pull up. Now you see I have 3 on the, oh, thank you. It does make me happy. Thank you for subscribing. If anyone's out there subscribe, yeah, get me to 2,000. I'm at 1,900 and something. I think 90 something. But anyway, so we have 3 on the crochet hook. Yarn around, go through the space, pull up, yarn. Yarn around, go through the space, pull up yarn on the hook. Yarn around, pull all the way through, close it off. Here's your puffs. Oh, this is going to be pretty. This should straighten out. I think it is, but you know why it's straightening out? Because we're putting a chain in between. And you see how fast that occurs? Remember, when you add a chain, thank you so much. I appreciate, I think that was Alyssa. It disappeared on me. And the other person was Roman. Thank you. Roman, Alyssa, thank you. And Lunare, thank you. So when you add a chain, it automatically will help you flatten whatever it is that is curving up on you like this. So, okay, so that's, we're kind of fixing that as we go along. Oops, so let's close that. So we closed it, and now we add a chain. Go into our very next space right here. And whoops, here, I'll show you for those of you following. Wrap around, go through, pull up. Wrap around, go through, pull up. Wrap around, go through, pull up. Wrap around, pull all the way through, and close your little puff. Did I skip? Oh, look what I did. I totally missed a space. So let's go back. Let's go back. You know how easy that is to do. So we're going to wrap around, pull up, wrap around, pull up. So basically you're doing that one stitch 3 times in the same stitch space. Okay, that was good that we caught that. Okay, so now I'm going to chain 1, go to the next space. Look, here's a space. I almost missed it again. Super duper easy to do, but we did a lot of trebles. we did a lot of trebles, so we're in trouble with the treble stitches because we did so many. But anyway, this is going to be a very pretty mandala. And okay, so we can, whoops, let me go back here. We can talk about the blue, the voice, the throat chakra. Speaking, do you know how hard it is for people to speak in alignment with their feelings and their thoughts? Some people don't even know what they're thinking at the minute. Or they don't know what they feel about something at the minute. So how can they speak it? But they try anyway. But with the chakra is you're speaking in alignment. so, so probably we shouldn't be talking half of the time that we're talking. We should be waiting till we're very clear. Oops, I missed my little space there. Where is it? Here it is. We gotta make sure we get our spaces clear. So some people may be waiting to figure out what they're thinking or feeling is not a bad idea. Whoops, I was gonna make a treble. So for those of you just joining, we are making puffs. And if you're not familiar with a puff, it's super duper simple. It's one of the more fun stitches that I've done and I like to do, and you can do tons of them. You can make a whole puff hat, you can make a puff scarf. And so the way you do a puff, we're doing one chain between them. See how it's straightening out? Is that just lovely? Now I noticed something in the yarn. One piece of this yarn, this is why I like to do demos with the yarn. I'm looking at it, look, it looks a little frayed. Where is it? Right here. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm going to test that out after start pulling at it, make sure it's okay. Anyway, this particular blanket I'll be keeping anyway, but still. Okay, so for a puff, for those of you who don't know, you wrap around, go through your space, pull yarn up on hook, get your height. Make sure you have height, because just like the treble, the puff has height. Wrap around, go through same space again, pull up yarn on hook again, wrap around, go through, pull yarn up again, wrap around, and come all the way through all of the stitches and then connect them. And that's a puff, that's all it is. And then chain. So we're working between the spaces, but you see how fast the puff goes. Now let me tell you something else about the puff. It can be, I'm doing this 3 times. You can do it 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever. You can make the puffs larger, you can make them smaller. So let's see, did I do my chain? Nope. Can't see there. Okay. So yeah, the blue, this could even fall in green because it's emerald, which is the heart chakra. My hook just slipped off. There we go. So we connect it. But yeah, you can make these puffs just as large as you want. You can make them shorter. You don't have to pull like I'm pulling up for height. You don't have to do that. So, but that is the stitch. It is not difficult. Look how beautiful that is. Let me turn it this way. Is that just lovely? And you know, we have our little 3D effect. I was hoping that would stay. That's just what happened because, and this is the beauty of experimenting, is because you find out different little ways to make things happen. So now I know that if I tighten some of the stitches and I'm doing trebles like that, I can get a nice pretty bowl. So I can make a bowl, I can make another piece like this and kind of have a little 3D effect like that. But even though it is straightening, but there's still that little kind of, that's just lovely. Now to me, that's a sunburst, okay? And okay, and then I'm continuing. Okay, so good. We got 1, 2, 3 spaces left. So I don't know, because I'm not making a granny square. I'm making a mandala. So because I'm just kind of going around in the circle, I'm not worried about, if I have 16 or um, 12 or, you know, how many stitches I have. But if you do that, just remember, stay with your even numbers, and so you can get your corners in, and because you want your numbers even. But here we're not doing corners, we're just doing our circles. So I kind of love that feeling that I can just kind of work the circle. Okay, now here I can attach this, I can connect this to the very top stitch of the puff if I want to, or I can go over into the next space, and like I learned from um, that other artisan that was doing that. So I'm just gonna, I think I'm gonna stay with my my way that I close and just kind of connect it like that. I know why she did that. I do. And I think it was like this for leverage, maybe. Anyway, so let me just do a slip stitch here. So this is a lovely mandala. And yeah, but see, now I notice, I want to show you this. This is the thing, when you do get this is why when the yarns are in the thrift shop, I really do like to see those prices, you know. Because look, this is fraying. It's fraying. As though it was cut, but it wasn't cut. I guess it's okay, but it is fraying a bit. So that does, so I do maybe just pull that off. It should be okay. Okay, so just little things like that. So this is, we can add one more row and kind of add it like this, only I'm going to show you how to make it more of a loopy loop. Okay, so I'm going to, let's see, I think I'm going to add the pink, only because it's a heavier weight yarn, and I think it will look really, really cute. So for something like this, because we're not counting, and it is a circle, let me first tuck these tails in. What we can, I could have frayed it when I was pulling it too. It's very possible. You got to be careful because the yarn is twisted wool or twisted fibers. So that very well can happen. Yes. Okay. Okay. So just pick a space, and it doesn't have to be any space in particular. Make a slip knot. Okay, so the larger the loop you want, make the chain longer and then slip stitch it closer. In other words, don't skip a lot of stitches. So I'm going to, because I got a little bit larger hook, I got a heavier yarn, I'm going to do 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to bring it down right next to it, right into the next stitch space, and do a slip knot. Okay, that's fine. I actually don't want to do a slip knot. You know what I want to do? I want to do a single crochet. And the single crochet just anchors it a little bit better, in my opinion. Okay, so now I'm going to do 7 again. And this is going to give it really cute petals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And again, I'm going to go right next. I'm going to go the space right next to it, actually, and just do single crochet. Yeah, I like that. So, okay, that is a nice kind of length for petal. See the difference? These are kind of flatter, kind of going around. They're very pretty. Um, but okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Look how fast we made this though. I mean, seriously. And just go into your next stitch space. Your next chain stitch. See, I skipped one. You can tell because you see how a little more rounded it is instead of a little more pointy. I skipped one. I did. Here it is, right here. I'm going into the little space next to it. And I'm trying to do, there we go, my single crochet. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm just going to go around like that. Pretty much that's it. And if I will just kind of keep working. And what's going to happen is you're going to get a nice little ripply effect. And because you are only going into the very next chain. And you would get that ripply effect with just 3, but you wouldn't get the height. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Going to the next stitch. And we just do like that. Now, pink is not a chakra color, but it is from the origin of red, which is, and pink actually sometimes is found in, the violet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are pictures of the Buddhas with the chakra colors going from one color to the next that actually encompasses various tones of the said color, whether it's red, blue, this or that, whatever it is. So I think pink it's totally okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But the idea is that you have a piece that you can use as a meditation piece. You can look at it and you can remember your chakra colors, your mantras, your meditation, things that you want to kind of reflect on. Look how beautiful that is. I mean, it's different. It's cute. I mean, yeah, I do like that. This is just another way to get a little ripply effect. So I'm going to go on like that, and I'm going to complete this, and then I'll come back. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, we're almost, I don't know, halfway around. I guess we could just stay together on it. We probably got another 5 minutes. I say that and it's really longer, but and it's dark out, the sun went down. This is what happens when you crochet. 5, 6, 7. Yes, hi Umi. What you saying there? Can you hear the bird? Can you hear the bird singing? It's a lovely, lovely to be able to sit and listen to your birds. I mean, seriously, or if it's raining, listen to the rain. And you're creating something at the same time that's just beautiful. Okay, and you can meditate. You can meditate on all the colors that you are, and think about it and reflect and think about how to improve your life. Look at that. I mean, look at that. Is that lovely? It's just too much. I probably should have picked a longer chain and skipped a few more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The other thing you could do is change your colors as you go along. Oops. But thank you everyone for being with me today. I really appreciate it. Do you have any questions at all on crochet? Or are you working on a project you'd like to share and tell everyone about? Do you get your yarn at recycled stores, thrift shops, or recycled yarn? That's dyslexic, by the way. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's because I'm counting and talking at the same time. But it's possible you can do that. But yeah, if you get your yarn, I'm going to tell you, I'm really going to be moving into using organic yarns. I'm trying really hard. Oh, let me tell you this. I'm going to tell you something while I'm working here. I went to look at spinning wheels the other day, and they are expensive. It does not matter where you look. They're all around the same range. And I'm hoping to walk into the thrift shop and just see one one day. But so the ones I looked at were 1,000 and then 900 respectively. And so obviously I didn't get them, but I did find out this particular place, you can rent them out. I mean, it's an idea. 4, 5, 6, 7. So because they are so expensive. Ooh, we're almost done, guys. And so anyway, the reason I want to get a spinning wheel is because, yeah, I want to spin my own yarn. I want to get some alpaca. I want to get the wool that I buy now from the farm that I buy. And I did put, I think I did put that video on here. I will double check and make sure I did. But I did tell you about it. It's Ash Grove Farm here in Vermont. And so that's where I get my wool to do my needle felting. That's where I get it. Let's see. I mean, look. These mandalas that we're making, in my opinion, I want this to be bright and cheerful. That's kind of why I'm going to be picky about which mandalas I'm going to include in making this. Now, I could make it a blanket. I could make it a shawl. Because when you meditate and you wear the shawl, that's how I started making the blankets. I started making mandala meditation blankets, and I sold them a number of years ago on Mercari. And before Mercari got very kind of like almost like, not even like eBay, but just kind of wheeling and dealing a lot. Like they really wanted anything, even if it was art, they wanted it to be a lot less priced. So, but what really happened is the post office prices at that time made quite an impact. So it was affecting the bottom line in any sale. So at that time I was getting like recycled blouses and stuff to put on Mercari. And making things. So now there's no way. There's no way I'd make a profit on that. Look how beautiful that is. So we only have a little ways to go. But there's a lot of market platforms right now that you can use to sell. Whether you're making, if you're making and selling, I'm going to tell you something I've learned. The mandala goes super fast. The mandala goes super fast, and the granny square goes super fast. When you're doing rows, not so fast. That's what I've learned. I mean, if you're interested in the fast, it just does. It's a beautiful process, but it does go super fast. It does. Look, this is real time that we're making this. And we've been on here, I don't know, oh, 50, okay, 50 minutes. But again, I'm kind of, talking and about, and kind of stopping a little. Okay, so we have very little left to do here. And then we'll take a look. But this is how you make the little, the ripple, the ripply effect is keep your stitches close together. Like, don't skip a lot of stitches, because that will flatten out the ripply effect. Okay, so but look at this. This is the last row. We're not going to do another one. This one will, kind of takes home the mandala, makes it just beautiful. This is lovely. And the yarn, this green yarn, Barnett, that I got at the thrift shop, is very good. It's not unraveling. It's not slipping off the hook. This one was slipping off the hook, the yellow, and it did unravel. So I wouldn't use it for a to make and sell. And I know what this is. This is they call it home something, not homestay, but there's another name for it. So we're at the closure here. About 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now the other thing too, if you want, when you do these chains on the border here to make your flower just beautiful ripply, you might want to use a smaller hook. The only reason is I didn't, and I'm kind of like pushing the hook into the stitches, only because whatever you worked with, let's say you worked with a J, so you're trying to put the hook into the J, into the same size. So if you use a smaller hook, it just will go through easier. I didn't think of it because the yarn is a little thick here. Okay, it's still like a heavyweight, chunky yarn. But I love this, and oh, this is, look. Okay, so let's close it. I'll go to the top, and I'm going to do a slip knot. And I'll weave it down. But let me just, this is lovely. I mean, this is intuitive. I mean, look. Yeah. You like that? You know, they see me working with yarn. These birds are smart. You got to remember they go back to the dinosaurs. Birds are smart. Their eyesight, right on. They see the string and they want it, but you can't give it to them because this type of fiber can kind of twist right around them. You've got to be super careful. Even wool, you got to be careful. So, but they see me working with it and they do want it. Anyway, let me just bring the tails in. Um, this is just a lovely meditation piece. This is lovely. Now I was going to lay the mandalas out on my table, my round table, but I have it full of the little Boro Sashiko coin bags that we're working on. And I will bring you with me on that tomorrow. And at some point, we're getting closer and closer where this project, we'll be bringing this project home. What, we are late on this project. We were going to be done with this at the beginning of January. So, you know, we're into January. We are a little late on the project. But there's many other projects paralleling, timetables happening, and changes occurring that I need to be coordinating all of these. But this is not being abandoned, no way. I mean, look how beautiful. So I'm very happy with these two right here. I feel like I could definitely have a lot more like this one in my this. Okay, let me just say this for a moment. With mandalas, a lot of you probably already know this. When you draw a mandala, or you sew a mandala, or you, I'm going to turn this down a minute, or you create a mandala in the sand, or in the dirt, or with rocks, whatever you're doing, you're adding your own beautiful design to the mandala that means something to you. So keeping that in mind, for me, when we started this mandala, I was saying to you, yellow, I love the idea of the empowerment. We were talking about orange too. I almost went with orange, but I love the symbol meaning of the yellow: empowerment, enlightenment, confidence. You know what I mean? These are important parts of our whole spiritual being, to give ourselves permission to feel good about ourselves, feel good about what we are doing. Because as artists, we work with passion. We are passionate. And when we share our work, a lot of time, like I know when I was a younger artist, I know a lot of younger artists. I'm talking 20s, 30s, 40s, okay? Because I'm well into my 60s. But at that time, even that was very vulnerable for me to really be. I guess I was sharing more in my 40s. But the 30s, definitely, I was hesitant. What am I going to share? How am I going to share it? And with the idea that if it was, seriously, this was a real thing, if it was criticized, then my inner being was criticized. I really had to get over that. Yes, it's an extension of our own inner energy for sure. However, what you do learn is that your creation, it is yours no matter what. You know, it's your baby, it's your thing, it's your project, it's part of you no matter what. And you get very confident about that after a while. And then you realize too, it's good that it evokes or provokes ideas or comments or thoughts or whatever from other people. That's fine. You want to hear it, it's fine. So anyway, with that, I thought I'd get on here and share our beautiful, beautiful do our mandala together today. I hope this helped you. These are trebles, and then puffs, and then our simple little chains to make ripples. So with that, you have a beautiful evening, and I'll see you in the next one. Love and light.